Two of the best players in the world. Easy top 30 for both of them. Top 20.
All right.
It's
sorry. Yeah. I think that's it for me. We're gonna swap off with. Okay, I'm still doing this one. Okay. All right. Never mind. So I'm not switching off just yet, but this is gonna be my last set of my commentary block. So we got MuteAce versus Pikpocket. I had the pleasure of playing quote unquote, of playing Pikpocket earlier in this matchup. It's really, really hard for Peach. I'm telling you, it's so hard to get in on Villager. She has so many things that just snuff out Peach's approach options. You wanna go in with a nair? Nope. Fair. You wanna go with down tilt? Nope.
Yeah.
Lloyd Rocket?
I was gonna say spacing that, like being able to get in with that
Right.
down tilt just probably isn't a thing.
And it's just Peach's mediocre range is definitely what she struggles in. She has to go for more of those burst options like float cancel bears, dash attacks, high approaching fairs, stuff like that to just catch them in between of the fairs and the Lloyd Rockets. And that's something I was definitely doing versus Pikpocket. But
It's tough. Villager, like a mid-high
Right.
tier, just has a lot of tools like that don't let Peach play Peach.
yeah, exactly. She doesn't have that same game plan that she has versus most of the cast. And a lot of things that she has to do in order to get in is just mix up her flow, mix up her spacings, and just where she's gonna be at what times.
And
Because again, that fair and that bear are just so oppressive.
yeah, and against like other zoners, there's like a window in between their projectiles where you can break in. A slingshot just keeps on popping.
Right. Yeah. And like one thing I was doing versus Pikpocket a lot was using that toe to counter in the spores. He likes to. He likes those close counter interactions, but Pikpocket taking the stock with the tree. Damn, that was brutal. But yeah, again, Pikpocket. You would imagine that he just wants to set up camp and kind of lay back a little, but as soon as Pikpocket has an opportunity, he goes in and he does not, stray away from being aggressive.
It's nice to see like a zoner character being able to play aggressive like that.
Right.
Like a lot of people complain about like, oh, Pac-Man, Villager, like they're so like
lame. and
sleep
stuff
on
like
them,
that.
whatever. Like they make for bad gaming, but like right here you see Pikpocket. It's not that he's like camping or anything like that. He's just picking his moments.
He's literally not. He's approaching. He's definitely approaching MuteAce and forcing some of these options out. So he's definitely not, setting up camps, playing lame, sitting back. He's definitely applying that pressure, and that's something I really like to see from zoners.
He totally could too. Like if he wanted to sit back, oh, we got a Saturn on board.
Oh, he pocketed the
it's in his
Saturn.
pocket.
Funny thing about me playing versus Pikpocket, as soon as the game started, I pulled a Saturn and a bomb immediately after. So really funny stuff.
RNG's got your back.
Yeah, RNG gods. I think it's because Sam and Mute are here right now, so RNG gods in the house.
The peach power is
Right.
high in this building right now.
But Pikpocket sitting at a pretty comfortable lead right now. That bear almost going to take the stock. Super close. Getting hit with the strongest hitbox of that move is really, really scary. But that up air, just so strong. That starting hitbox of that move is just so good.
And he wasn't even like double jumping or like catching a landing or anything. It was like pretty much from center stage.
Yeah, he just put it out there.
And again, Pikpocket from where he's at, he's build up this extra credit, put the tree on the ground, create his own little home here.
Nice little string coming from Pikpocket. It's gonna be the fair, no. Yeah, and one thing you also want to do versus Villager is play a little more grapple heavy, just because you can armor through a lot of the things he has to offer. So like, let's say he sets up a Lloyd Rocket right next to you, you grab him down throw, you armor right through it, and are able to capitalize. But MuteAce gonna take the stock there, evening up the score. But, sitting on a pretty comfortable 44%, but the Peach combo, unfortunately going to miss the follow-up. Not going to be able to capitalize too much, but gets 35%, not too bad.
Yeah, pretty much even here. MuteAce bringing it back with one good string, and there we go.
Yeah, there we go, and now he's in the lead, and that's just, Peach things. Ooh, unfortunately going to dash attack the opposite way. I liked what Pikpocket was doing earlier with the setups with Lloyd and dash attacking on platform. It sets up perfectly for immense shield pressure. He's just able to go in there and just not be scared. Is this going to be a punish? Ooh, the fair gets the sour spot though. Yeah, that's definitely going to take the stock. Yeah, he was forced to do that option right there. He doesn't want to recover low because of bowling ball, and he wanted to recover just a little bit high. to mix up his drift, but he was just too low to be too high and to be, recovering low. He was just like in that middle spot.
He was just out
where
of
Villager had the
things he could do.
perfect, he was just the perfect height for
Like
Villager.
Pikpocket just set him up so well for that. Very, very impressive play from Pikpocket, putting on so much pressure that MuteAce is just forced to Parasol so far out. Basically his only option was to drop Parasol,
Right.
and then probably die.
I feel like he could have, if he was close enough, I feel like he could have side B'd against the Lloyd Rocket if there was one, because it does clink, not clink, but hit Lloyd Rocket and does give you that momentum boost. So if he was able to get that, he could, get a little more upwards momentum and be able to drift into the stage. So.
Right. But again, at like last stock, last hit situation,
yeah, you're not really thinking too much.
so
You just want to get
pressure.
back to ledge. But MuteAce going to opt to go Palutena. Definitely going to have a easier time, in my opinion.
Okay, I
dealing
was going
with
to say,
villagers.
is the Peach Villager matchup bad enough that Palu is worth it here?
I believe it is.
Okay.
I think Palu, with a lot of her invincible moves, are just able to truck through a lot of what Villager has to offer. Yeah, she's just really sound, and her edge guarding and just ledge trapping are just really, really good and work really effectively versus Villager.
Yeah, she's just like a super, super consistent character. No real hard counters.
Yeah, no real weaknesses except for like maybe her recovery and, somewhat mediocre range, but
her pros are far
yeah,
better
they
than
far
that.
exceed her weaknesses for sure. And that just goes to show that she just doesn't have that bad of a matchup spread versus a lot of the cast in this game.
And she's not an overly complicated character either. So you can just kind of like, especially when you're as good of a player as someone like MuteAce, you can just kind of pick up a simple character like Palu and just, the sky's the limit.
Exactly. And Peach, Peach being one of those characters, you really have to be tight and input heavy and just make sure that your combos are as optimal as possible. But MuteAce going to take the first stock there with the forward tilt. Yeah, again, MuteAce doing a really good job at keeping Pikpocket off stage and forcing these recovery options. So really good stuff for him to capitalize.
We are seeing this neutral play out just super, super different than game one. This Palu just has a lot more quick options and ways to get around everything Pikpocket's throwing out right now.
And MuteAce is doing a really good job at capitalizing these off of these platforms. Peach just doesn't have those drop-through platform extensions that other characters may have.
Good read on that get-up.
Yeah, that was almost taking the stock there. But yeah, doing really good with the drop-down fairs, drop-down bears, etc. Something that Palu really, really benefits off of. And that teleport, bringing that quick burst option to get away from the ledge and out of disadvantage. Okay, a little uncharacteristic neutral B there. Don't know what he would have gone off of that, except for maybe stage advantage.
It's... Man, Pikpocket is just struggling to take the stock. Is going to see...
Yeah, F throw definitely not a kill throw.
Yeah, not really going to do anything there.
And MuteAce sitting at 174. This is... Anything at this point will take the stock.
But MuteAce just... He's comfortable with this. He's going to get a couple of hits here and there, and that's fine. Big stock lead like this, that extra credit is all he needs to steal away this game. Yeah, quick back throw.
Yeah, he overcommitted on that neutral B. Again, don't know what he was going for there, but has a pretty sound lead.
Dodge.
Oh, back air is going to force the air dodge. Unfortunately, does not catch the punish off of it.
Yeah, he might have been going for that pivot, but just not getting it.
Oh, nice job with the explosive flame, beating out that Lloyd Rocket. Oh, yeah, MuteAce needed to react to that roll. He kind of threw the F tilt a little preemptively. All right. Yeah, that's definitely going to take the stock. He DI'd a little in and out, but not far out enough to avoid that move.
Yeah, that's just something you have to be very, very wary of against Palu. Like her down throw into back air is just super, super simple and clean.
But yeah, MuteAce looking at a pretty solid lead right now. I think Palutena is definitely the counter pick in this matchup. She's just able to move a lot more freely.
Yeah, Villager just having all of those answers against, like, Peach wants to dig in with, like, those float cancels, the D-tilts, the nairs, and stuff like that, but that slingshot just says no. But Palu just, her neutral doesn't rely on just, like, floating towards you and hitting you. You know, she She can approach from any angle.
Right, and another thing that Villager does really well versus characters is catching them out of their dash.
Oh no!
Yeah, like I said, see, that's not possible with Peach. In like, I don't think you can pocket Explosive Flame, right?
I don't think so.
No, you cannot. So having that tool available to you is just really, really good.
Is the Palu Villager matchup bad enough that we're going to see an Olimar?
I think he's going to opt to go Olimar, honestly.
I think after a showing like that, you kind of have to.
Kind of have to, yeah.
You know? I mean, MuteAce has to pick his character first, so Pikpocket's got his choice of counterpick on characters.
Let's see. I wonder what he banned. He probably banned FD. Probably banned, let's see, Yoshi's, Lilat possibly.
Yeah. The matchup just seems so toxic for Pikpocket. Even if you go Olimar and lose even worse, I don't think you can really blame like the matchup or anything like that. You just kind of have to, yeah.
Yeah, see, yeah.
You have to.
I figured he'd pull it out just because he can apply that pressure and that close quarter combat that, you know, Villager loses to Palutena. You know, just being able to throw out those Pikmin and make sure that he's focusing on other things. It's really good.
It takes away a lot of the weaknesses of Villager, like having just like slow, floaty, like Villager wants to play like a much more patient game. Olimar kind of has those options depending on what Pikmin he has. He's got that super armor with his
whistle.
With the whistle, so he can break out of a lot of the things that MuteAce can throw out. Plus, throwing a curveball at your opponent is always a good thing.
And Olimar having a little more dash speed to his name and better drift, just better aerial mobility, being able to shark out his approaches. So. Yeah, and see, Mute's gonna have to focus on those Pikmin on his body.
I mean, Palu does have that nair like we're seeing right now. It just deletes the Pikmin that are stuck to her. But at the same time, he's committing so to those many more Pikmin.
Right. Yeah, he has to kind of force himself to get those Pikmin off of him, and Pikpocket can just capitalize off that. And now you see already off to a better start than last game. But Explosive Flame going to take the stock at 110. Olimar, although he can rack up a lot of damage, he dies relatively early. One of the lightest characters in the game, I believe. Top 10 lightest.
And his kill options are reduced depending on what Pikmin he has out there.
And, you know, Olimar not having kill confirms, kind of have to work off of straight hits relative to Peach. So he's going to have to work for those kills. All right, they're opening the setups for friendlies. The rest of the matches will be on stream.
Some high-level Smash coming in. There's going to be a lot of top 10 players in South Florida. Stay tuned. But we are talking about MuteAce and Pikpocket here right now. Pikpocket just needs to take this stock. There's just got to be so much pressure on him right now. MuteAce is just like, he's playing the keep away game, and that's fine.
And again, capitalizing off of these platforms, just not approaching, not overcommitting, just doing what he can to keep Pikpocket out of his way. Yeah, see, and I like what MuteAce is doing to get those Pikmin off of him. He's kind of retreating far enough to where he can get the Pikmin off of him and not get punished for it.
Yeah. And, like, he might take some damage here and there, but he's still tagging Pikpocket every now and then with, like, random nairs, random fairs. And any trade that MuteAce can get at this point is just perfect for him.
He's going to take the stock. Yeah, back air catches him slipping. Trying to retreat to the platform, but Palutena able to cover that space just perfectly. Yeah, it's looking pretty rough for Pikpocket. And that just goes to show how important counterpicks can be in this game. You know, a lot of these characters just, you know, invalidate a lot of what a lot of other characters have to offer. So being able to just play a much more comfortable game, a much safer game with another character is essential to the meta in this game, in my opinion.
Yeah. 70+ characters, like, there's no perfect character or anything like that. You just got to know how to play, and this is super, super advanced chess.
Yeah. But Pikpocket finally taking the stock with the forward air, with the purple Pikmin. It's looking pretty rough for him, but You know, Olimar can really rack up some damage, and if he can shark out a down air on the recovery or anything like that.
Or if he gets the right Pikmin for like a kill throw, like I think it's blue that gives him a good kill throw.
Yeah. That shield damage is incredible off of 2 smash attacks. Already down to a Skittle. All right, what's the edge guard here? Ledge trap. It's gonna wait for the options. Gonna normal get up, down tilt. Yeah, man, Pikpocket. I feel like Pikpocket has been stuck in a corner for a majority of this game, or either in the corner or off stage.
Yeah, and MuteAce has just been playing this neutral super well. As soon as he stole that lead, we just saw a very patient player coming out from MuteAce, and it's working really well. Good DI on that.
Waited for the air dodge, but couldn't quite capitalize off of it.
And again, like you said, these Pikmin get stuck to him. He takes 3% and then back airs them off in a safe distance.
Yeah, and I think MuteAce finally just started to realize that neutral B actually does hit the Pikmin, so he started using it a lot more. He was like, why don't I do this? I don't have to approach. I can just press neutral B and
then
you know, it hits him.
Good things happen.
Look at that. He throws a Pikmin. He can't do anything about it. He just presses neutral B. Let's see. Jump. Yup. Retreating to the platform. Yeah. I see. He's starting to realize that neutral B is working really well in his favor. Yeah. See, he's just not committing to anything in this defensive position.
Yeah. He doesn't have to approach. He's easy stock lead right now. As soon as Pikpocket picks a high committal option, there you go. That F tilt right to the face gonna take that stock.
MuteAce gonna take it over Pikpocket 2-1. Really solid Palutena there. He was just playing really smart, really patient, passively, wasn't overextending. He kept the edge guard simple. He, you know, applied the pressure safely, and that's just something you want.